What if I told you that at this very moment, there could be an angel in your home, and you've simply been overlooking the signs, not because you lack faith, but because no one ever showed you what to notice? Today, that begins to change. Many people imagine angels appearing in grand, dramatic ways, bright lights, thunder, overwhelming presence. But when you read scripture carefully, you'll notice something very different. Angels often show up in the most ordinary settings: a quiet home, a simple road, a humble meal. In Genesis 18, Abraham welcomed strangers into his tent and only later realized they were angels. Nothing flashy, nothing overwhelming. Just a moment that seemed normal, until it wasn't. So ask yourself this: if angels could appear in such ordinary places back then, why would your home be any different today? Let's begin with the first sign. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night for no clear reason. You went to bed peacefully, no worries, no alarms set, and suddenly your eyes open. It might be 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. You feel alert, almost as if something gently stirred you awake. Most people don't think twice about it. They turn over, reach for their phone, or try to fall back asleep. But Scripture paints a different picture. There are moments when God, or His messengers, interrupt sleep to get our attention. In 1 Kings 19:5, Elijah was resting when an angel touched him and said, "Arise and eat." It wasn't a dream. It was real, direct, intentional. That quiet wake-up call wasn't random. It was divine care. The next time you find yourself awake in the stillness of the night, don't rush to dismiss it. Sit for a moment. Pray. Listen. That silence may not be empty. It may be an invitation. Now, consider another experience you may have had. You're overwhelmed. Life feels heavy. Responsibilities pile up. Your thoughts race from one worry to another. And then, without warning, a deep sense of calm settles over you. Not something you created, not something you earned. It simply arrives. That kind of peace is not ordinary. Philippians 4:7 describes it as the peace of God, which passeth all understanding. It doesn't follow logic. It doesn't need explanation. It simply covers you, like a quiet reassurance that everything will be all right. Angels, as servants of God, often carry that sense of comfort with them. Think about Mary in Luke 1. When the angel appeared to her, her world was about to change forever. And yet, the very first words spoken were, "Fear not." Before any explanation came peace. That is how heaven often works. Calm first, understanding later. As we grow older, we begin to recognize that not everything in life can be explained through reason alone. Some moments are meant to be felt, not analyzed. And sometimes those quiet, peaceful moments are reminders that we are being watched over more closely than we realize. Pay attention to those moments. They may be far more meaningful than they seem. Now, let's continue with another sign, one that many people have experienced, yet often brush aside without a second thought. You escaped something you shouldn't have. Maybe it was a near-car accident, a sudden delay that kept you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. A strange feeling that told you to take a different route, to pause, to wait just a little longer. At the time, it didn't make sense, but later, you realized how close you came to something serious. And somehow, you're still here. Most people call that luck, coincidence, good timing, but Scripture gives it a different name. Psalm 91:11-12 tells us clearly that God gives His angels charge over us, to guard us, to protect us in all our ways. It even says they will lift us up so that we don't stumble or fall. Think about that. Not just guiding, but actively preventing harm before it reaches you. When you look back on those close calls in your life, don't dismiss them too quickly. Sometimes what didn't happen is just as important as what did. And sometimes protection comes quietly, without announcement, without recognition. But it is no less real. Now, here's another sign that feels incredibly ordinary, but carries deep meaning. A stranger says exactly what you needed to hear. It might happen in the most unexpected place. A passing conversation, a comment from someone you barely know, even a simple message online. And yet, the words they say feel almost too precise, like they were meant just for you in that exact moment. You feel it instantly. Something inside you pauses. You reflect. Sometimes it even moves you emotionally. That kind of moment is not always random. Hebrews 13:2 reminds us to be mindful when interacting with strangers, because some have unknowingly entertained angels. Not every messenger comes with visible wings or a radiant presence. Sometimes they come as an ordinary person, someone who appears for just a brief moment, says what needs to be said, and then disappears back into the flow of life. As we grow older, we begin to value these encounters more deeply. We realize that timing matters, that words spoken at the right moment can change direction, restore hope, or bring clarity when everything feels uncertain. So the next time someone says something that touches you in a way you can't fully explain, don't ignore it. Receive it. Reflect on it. It may have been placed in your path for a reason. And now we come to the final sign, one that many people experience yet often dismiss too quickly. You had a dream that felt incredibly real. Not just any dream. The kind that stays with you even after you wake up. The details are vivid. The emotions linger. Your heart feels heavy, or comforted, or even warned. You replay it in your mind, wondering why it felt so different from all the others. Most people shake it off. They move on with their day. They tell themselves, it was just a dream. But the Bible treats dreams with great seriousness. In Matthew 2:13, an angel appeared to Joseph in a dream and warned him to take Mary and Jesus to Egypt. That dream wasn't symbolic. It was life-saving. In Genesis 28, Jacob dreamed of angels ascending and descending between heaven and earth, and he woke up realizing that God had been present all along. Not every dream carries a message, but some do. Sometimes when the noise of the day fades and the mind finally becomes quiet, that's when deeper messages can reach us. Through symbols, through feelings, through moments that don't fully make sense, but leave an impression that refuses to fade. If you ever experience a dream like that, don't rush to forget it. Take a moment, write it down, pray about it, ask for understanding. Because sometimes guidance doesn't come through loud voices, but through quiet impressions that stay with you long after the night has passed. There is a pattern in all of this. The signs are not always dramatic. They are not meant to overwhelm or frighten you. They are subtle, gentle, and often easy to overlook. But once you begin to notice them, something changes. You start to see that life is not as random as it once seemed. There is care, there is presence, there is protection, and perhaps there is more happening around you than you ever realized. Now, let's bring all of this together, because none of these signs stand alone. They form a bigger picture, one that many people never fully stop to consider. Angels are not just symbolic ideas. They are not decorations, not stories meant only for comfort. According to the Bible, they are real, active, and present. Not somewhere far away, but involved even now in ways we often fail to notice. The truth is, most of us go through life focused only on what we can see and explain. We rely on logic, routine, and what feels familiar. And over time, we begin to overlook the quiet moments, the ones that don't fit neatly into explanation. The unexpected wake-up at night, the sudden peace, the narrow escape, the perfectly timed words, the unforgettable dream. Individually, they may seem small, but together, they tell a story. Hebrews 1:14 poses a powerful question. Are not angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation? That means they are not distant observers. They are sent with purpose, to guide, to protect, to support. Not occasionally, but continually. And that includes you. You may not see them with your eyes. You may never hear their voices directly. But that does not mean they are absent. Presence is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet, steady, faithful. As we grow older, we begin to understand something deeper about life. Not everything important is visible. Some of the most meaningful moments are the ones that happen quietly, without recognition, without applause. And in the same way, the help we receive is often gentle, almost invisible, yet deeply real. So what do you do with this awareness? You begin to respond differently. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night, instead of frustration, choose stillness. Take a moment to pray, even if it's just a few words. Create space for something greater than yourself. The next time peace fills your heart unexpectedly, don't question it too quickly. Accept it. Let it settle. That peace may be a reminder that you are not carrying everything alone. The next time you avoid something that could have gone wrong, don't just move on. Pause, reflect, give thanks. Protection often comes without warning, but it deserves recognition. When someone speaks words that touch you deeply, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Hold on to it. Sometimes the right message arrives through the most unexpected person. And when a dream stays with you long after you wake up, don't ignore it. Write it down. Sit with it. Pray over it. Understanding may not come immediately, but meaning often reveals itself with time. Life becomes different when you start paying attention. Not more complicated, but more meaningful, because you begin to realize that you are not walking through this life alone. Even in moments of silence, even in times of uncertainty, there is support around you, steady, unseen, and faithful. God is not distant. Heaven is not silent, and your life is not left to chance. If this message has opened your eyes, even just a little, share it with someone who may need the same reminder. And if you want to continue growing in faith, in awareness, and in understanding, stay connected. Because there is always more to discover when you begin to look beyond the surface. Sometimes, the greatest truths are not the ones we see clearly, but the ones we finally learn to notice.